What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Hello and welcome to Exposé with Tony Akinyemi this beautiful Monday evening, the last Monday of the month of May 2025. I'm always excited and honored to be your host, and my name is still Tony Akinyemi. We started dealing with teas and spices, and I hope you're enjoying the conversation. So far, we have dealt with about 8 different types of teas. The 8th one is a group of teas that we call herbal teas. We started with green tea, and then we talked about black tea, we talked about oolong tea, then white tea, then we looked at puria tea, then we looked at matcha green tea and yerba mate tea, and then we talked about herbal teas. And in the group of herbal teas, we've discussed 3 so far, as well as their health benefits. We've looked at chamomile tea, and then we've talked about peppermint tea, and ginger tea. Incidentally, these 3 are some of my favorite herbal teas. Now, today we're going to start on the 4th one, another very wonderful one in the group of herbal teas. Okay? And that is hibiscus flower tea. Hibiscus flower. Now, hibiscus flower tea is made from the beautiful red flowers of the hibiscus plant. Many of us, particularly those of us who went to primary school and maybe high school in Nigeria, particularly in Western Nigeria where I grew up, almost every primary school, every secondary school had the hibiscus plant in their premises, particularly those public schools. Okay? And we're all familiar with hibiscus flower. Right. The flowers are simply harvested, dried, and sometimes made into powder and put in tea bags. And there you have your hibiscus flower tea. Okay, it's very rich in antioxidants, and I have seen that Lipton, the company that makes a lot of teas, black tea and green tea, is also making hibiscus flower tea right now. So when next you go to your grocery store, you may want to check for hibiscus flower tea. Very rich in antioxidants. It may help to lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart disease. In fact, this is the tea that I always recommend to those who are dealing with hypertension, high blood pressure. Hibiscus flower tea can also help to improve liver health. Yes, it can aid, in weight loss by improving your metabolism. It can also reduce inflammation and protect against chronic diseases. It can help to alleviate digestive issues such as constipation and bloating. And of course, it can help to improve your skin as well as your hair. But then there is a contraindication for hibiscus flower tea. I mentioned that when we were dealing with, certain herbs in the previous series on Exposé. If you are hoping as a woman to get pregnant, then I will not suggest that you take hibiscus flower tea, because one of my mentors in natural medicine, a PhD holder in agriculture and naturopathic medicine, actually told me that hibiscus flower tea can make a woman trying to get pregnant to suffer from, implantation failure. The egg is released in the fallopian tube. The sperm of the husband fertilizes the egg, and then the fertilized egg comes down the fallopian tube into the uterus, the womb, to be implanted there for the baby to grow for the next 9 months. But that implantation fails. So the woman may not even know that she has just lost a baby. She will just menstruate and everything is flushed out. All right? Now, so hibiscus flower tea is not recommended for those women trying to get pregnant. Okay? Not men. Women trying to get pregnant to prevent implantation failure. Now, the next tea we're going to be talking about in the group of herbal teas is what I call Rooibos tea. Rooibos tea. Now, it's a caffeine-free herbal tea that is made from the South African red bush. There's a particular plant in South Africa that is known as South African red bush. So they use the leaves of those, the plants, the red bush, to make this Rooibos tea. And it's a caffeine-free tea. It results in a slightly sweet, nutty flavor and various health benefits. All right? The health benefits of Rooibos tea, that is Rooibos, includes the fact that it is high in antioxidants to help us to fight free radicals. I don't know how many times I will go on to explain the benefits of antioxidants. By now, all of you should have at least a master's degree, if not a PhD, in antioxidants and free radicals, the way I've been talking about it over and over and over again. Rooibos tea can also help to improve heart health. It can also lower cholesterol. It can reduce, the risk of cardiovascular disease. Okay? It can boost the immune system and protect the body against, infections. It can reduce inflammation because it has anti-inflammatory properties. It can also alleviate skin conditions such as eczema, Rooibos tea. It can support bone health and prevent osteoporosis, particularly in women. It can promote, better sleep, and it can reduce the effect of stress on the body. It can promote healthy skin by reducing the appearance of wrinkles on the skin. And it can also support digestive health. It can reduce bloating. These are some of the benefits that you get from drinking Rooibos tea. So herbal tea number 6 that we're talking about is Echinacea tea. Echinacea. The benefits of Echinacea tea, as far as I'm concerned, the primary benefit for which I recommend either Echinacea tea or Echinacea as a supplement in capsules. It comes in teas, it comes in capsules, it comes in extracts. Anyhow you find Echinacea, the primary thing I recommend it for is to boost immunity. Okay, it strengthens the immune system and it helps to fight off infections. It can also help to reduce the duration as well as the severity of colds and flu. So if somebody is having a cold or flu, try drinking Echinacea tea. It's an immune booster. It can reduce the duration that you suffer from that cold and flu. It can also reduce how severe the cold and flu will be. It can alleviate respiratory issues such as bronchitis and sinusitis. It can promote wound healing and also boost skin health. That's Echinacea tea. It can also reduce inflammation. And by the way, whatever reduces inflammation can also reduce pain. The next tea among the herbal teas we're talking about, tea number 7 in the herbal tea group, is Linden tea. Linden. Linden. It's very beneficial in dealing with, anxiety because it helps to relax you. It promotes relaxation. It also helps to reduce insomnia, your inability to sleep and have quality sleep. So it can aid in your sleep quality. It reduces anxiety, promotes relaxation. It aids your sleep, okay? It can also alleviate digestive issues such as bloating and indigestion. It supports heart health and lowers blood pressure as well. Linden tea. It reduces inflammation and it soothes respiratory issues and may actually help to also alleviate cold symptoms. So you can see that virtually all the teas are packed with different benefits. Now, like I said in my first episode in this series, I never used to be a tea person until I started learning about the wonderful, wonderful benefits of tea, and then I started enjoying teas. Now, if you get into our kitchen cabinet right now, my wife and I, we have, packets and packets and packets of different kinds of teas. Peppermint tea is there, ginger tea is there, lemon tea is there, green tea is there, you name it. We have all of them, and I make them a lot. In fact, right now, I even have my cup of tea See my mug, my very big, and this is what I used to make. I made, my lemon tea this morning, and that's what I've been taking since I started this recording. Wonderful. All right. Now, it reduces inflammation, it soothes respiratory issues, and it may help to alleviate, cold symptoms, like I said. So we go on to tea number 8, which is nettle tea. Nettle, Nettle, and stinging nettle tea. Now, when it comes to the difference between nettle and stinging nettle, it's important to clarify that nettle is a broad term, and it can refer to several different types of nettles, different types of plants that fall into that group. Now, stinging nettle, on the other hand, specifically refers to the common nettle plant that is called, with the botanical name, Urtica dioica, and the various hybrids of it. So stinging nettle is a type of nettle, but not all nettles are stinging nettles. I recommend stinging nettles for many people, particularly people who are, who are dealing with sickle cell anemia. Stinging nettle helps wonderfully well for those dealing with sickle cell. So in summary, for nettle and stinging nettle, see, nettle leaf tea and stinging nettle tea are related, but they are not the same. Nettle leaf tea is a popular herbal beverage and is known for its many health benefits, whereas stinging nettle is the plant from which the tea is made and has its own set of applications. Stinging nettle tea is a nutrient-dense and detoxifying herbal tea that is made from the leaves of the stinging nettle plant. It has a very mild, slightly grassy flavor, and is known for its various health benefits, which we're going to be talking about. Now, stinging nettle, by the way, for those who understand the Yoruba language of Western Nigeria, is called werepe. In some Yoruba states in Nigeria, other Yoruba states call it yerepe. So it doesn't matter which one. Some call it werepe, some call it yerepe. All right. Now, because it stinks if you touch it, you can't even dare. You can't dare to touch it. So people who harvest it and process it into, supplements or teas, they are well kitted to be able to handle it. So you don't touch it. You touch it, you will, like we say, you will dance koloba koloba because it stings. That's why it's called stinging nettle. That is very medicinal. Now, the tea from nettle, any of the nettles, benefits a lot, whether it's any other nettle or stinging nettle. It provides a rich source of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It supports kidney health as well as urinary tract health. It reduces inflammation, and so it can alleviate joint pain. It can boost the immune system. It can fight off infections. It can promote healthy skin, healthy hair, healthy nails. It can regulate even blood sugar. It's very useful for diabetics, and it can improve digestion and reduce bloating. That's nettle tea or stinging nettle tea. So when next you see nettle tea, enjoy it. Don't go away. We still have more to share today on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi, because what we need is not more medication, but more education. For the best prescription is knowledge. I'll be back shortly after this short break. Welcome back. I'm still your regular host, Tony Akinyemi is my name on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. By way of recap, let me remind you that we've dealt with 8 different types of teas. The 8th one being a category of teas, which we call herbal teas. So far, we've looked at quite a number of the herbal teas. We've looked at chamomile tea. We've looked at peppermint tea. We've looked at ginger tea. We've looked at hibiscus flower tea. We've looked at Rooibos tea. We've looked at Echinacea tea. We've looked at Linden tea. And then before we went on that short break, we looked at nettle tea or stinging nettle tea and their health benefits. Now, I hope you will try one or two or the other of these teas and give me your feedback as time goes on. Again, I welcome your comments in the chat room. Give us a thumbs up. The thumbs up, not in the chat room. Of course, you can do that in the chat room, but the thumbs up I'm referring to is not the one in the chat room. It's the thumbs up image that is under your screen. That's the one I want you to click on and give us a thumbs up. Okay? And you can also, like us. You see the like and unlike. If you like what you're hearing, click on the like. Okay? And then when you finished with this episode, watching this episode, you will see a share button with an arrow to share. Click on that and send it to your contacts so they too can listen to it. That's how to spread the word. So among the category of herbal teas today, maybe I'll touch on 2 or 3 more before we sign off today. The 9th one I'll be talking about is holy basil. In Nigeria, we call it basil, B-A-S-I-L, but it's called holy basil. But the popular name that they call the tea that is made from the holy basil herb is called Tulsi, T-U-L-S-I, Tulsi tea. It's particularly popular in India. Okay, but it's all over the place. Now, it has many benefits. First, it is an adaptogen. What does that mean? It means that it has the potential to help to reduce the impact of stress on your body. And it also promotes relaxation. It's an adaptogenic herb, Tulsi. So those who are agitated, those who are stressed, those who are suffering from anxiety, or those who worry a lot, who cannot relax, I suggest that you begin to take Tulsi tea. It's a herbal tea. And like I normally say, don't add sugar, don't add cow milk, just make it plain. If you want it to taste sweet, okay, you can sweeten with honey, or sweeten with grade A maple syrup, or sweeten it with date, or sweeten it with stevia. But please don't sweeten with sugar, and don't add milk. If you want to have the best of its effect, my suggestion is to just take it plain. It's not the taste you are looking for. It is the health benefit you are looking for. All right? It is an adaptogen. It may reduce stress and then promote relaxation. It also supports the immune system. And so it can help you to ward off infections, the cold, the flu, upper respiratory infections, and what have you. Once your immunity is strong, then infections will not be your regular customer. Tulsi tea or holy basil tea can also alleviate respiratory issues such as bronchitis and asthma. So asthma patients or those dealing with asthma, that's a regular tea you should be taking. It also promotes healthy skin and reduces acne. It can support digestive health as well. It also reduces bloating. Of course, in general, Tulsi tea helps to improve overall well-being. And the 10th tea in the herbal tea group that we will be dealing with is milk thistle tea. Milk thistle. There's nothing milky about it anyway. Milk thistle tea. Don't add milk to it when you're making it to drink. Milk thistle tea, for me, the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear milk thistle is liver health. I have recommended it for so many people dealing with hepatitis in particular, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, any type of hepatitis, or people dealing with fatty liver, people dealing with liver cirrhosis, people dealing with all kinds of liver issues. Milk thistle is my number one go-to. There's another one, the companion herb, which is dandelion. Incidentally, dandelion tea is also one of the teas we'll be talking about when we get there. But our 10th herbal tea that we're discussing today is milk thistle tea. It supports liver health, and the active ingredient in milk thistle that supports the liver is called silymarin. That's the active ingredient, silymarin. Sometimes you find silymarin extract already extracted from the milk thistle tea and compounded into supplements in capsule form. So you can buy silymarin and just take it if you're looking to enjoy the benefit of milk thistle in a more concentrated fashion, particularly when you're using it to treat a disease condition. It supports liver health. It protects against liver damage. It reduces inflammation because of its anti-inflammatory property. And because of its antioxidant effect, it also helps to reduce oxidative stress. For diabetics, milk thistle can also help to lower blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. It can help your cells to respond better to insulin prompting when you take milk thistle tea regularly. Okay? Milk thistle tea also promotes healthy skin and reduces acne. It also supports, cognitive function, brain health. Like I said, with its antioxidant property, free radicals are neutralized. Generally, apart from the liver, milk thistle tea can also detoxify the rest of the body. So, that's one tea that I recommend that you include from time to time, even if you're not going to be taking it all year round. Maybe you get a pack every quarter to do some kind of liver cleanse by enjoying tea and then detoxing and supporting your liver health. Then number 11, the 11th tea that we're going to be talking about is thyme tea, Thyme, thyme. Thyme tea offers a number of health benefits. It also strengthens the immune system and fights off infections. It also has antioxidant effects. It equally possesses antimicrobial properties. It can promote healthy skin and reduce acne. It can reduce inflammation because of its anti-inflammatory property. It can support digestive health and reduce bloating. It can also alleviate respiratory issues such as bronchitis and asthma. So you can see that many of these teas have antioxidant properties, anti-inflammatory properties, immune boosting properties, digestive health support, and antimicrobial properties and what have you. So if you are dealing with any form of infection, in addition to whatever treatment that you are taking, also add thyme tea and Echinacea tea. Echinacea will boost your immunity. Thyme tea will also offer antimicrobial effects, just like an antibiotic. And then we're going to take probably one more. If time permits, maybe I can go further. But the 12th tea that we'll be talking about is another very, very popular one. It's called ginseng. Ginseng tea. When you hear ginseng, for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is stress management. Stress. When I hear milk thistle, liver health comes to my mind. When I hear dandelion, liver health comes to my mind. When I hear hibiscus flower tea, blood pressure, lower blood pressure comes to my mind. When I hear green tea, a truckload of antioxidants come to my mind. When I hear turmeric tea, inflammation reduction comes to mind. So among the many things that all the teas do, there is usually one that is prominent. When you hear chamomile tea, I think of relaxation and sleep and calmness. Okay, so when I hear ginseng, I think of stress reduction or helping to mitigate the effect of stress on our bodies. Okay, it can also boost energy and reduce fatigue. That's ginseng tea. Or you can also take ginseng as a form of supplement in capsule form. Then it supports cognitive function and memory as well. It also has anti-inflammatory properties that can reduce inflammation and joint pain. Ginseng tea can also support your immune system to ward off infections. It equally promotes healthy skin. It reduces the appearance of wrinkles. on the skin, and then of course it boosts immunity as well. So let me go on to the second, the twin sister, I should say, or should I call it twin brother? The twin sister of milk thistle, which is dandelion tea. That's the 13th herbal tea that we're discussing. The 13th one, dandelion tea. Again, like I said, when I hear milk thistle, liver health comes to my mind. When I hear dandelion, liver health comes to my mind. But in addition to liver health, supporting liver health, dandelion tea also supports kidney health, okay? Because it also exerts what we call a diuretic effect. Diuretic effect. A diuretic is a substance that makes you to form urine and urinate properly to remove excess fluid from your body. That's a diuretic. Now, there are certain drugs used to address hypertension that are diuretics. An example of such drugs is moduretic. Moduretic is a pharmaceutical drug that has diuretic effect on the body. Now, there are certain food substances, fruits, vegetables, herbs, that also exert a diuretic effect. For example, when you take coffee, coffee exerts a diuretic effect on you. It drains a lot of fluid out of your body. Okay? When you take something like watermelon or cucumber, watermelon they also exert diuretic effect. They make you form urine properly and help to cleanse your kidneys. Okay? So dandelion tea, apart from helping to cleanse your liver, can also help to cleanse your kidneys because of its diuretic effect. So it promotes detoxification. It can also aid in digestion. Then it can, it can also support, what do I call it now? The immune system. It can boost the immune system and help you to fight off infections. So it aids digestion, it reduces inflammation, it can reduce joint pain. So if you're having, arthritis or rheumatism or any of those things, you can begin to take dandelion tea, not as the only remedy, but as one of the remedies that will, work synergistically with other things you are doing to address your joint pain. Dandelion tea can also promote healthy skin. It can reduce acne. Like I said, it supports digestive health and can reduce bloating. So these are the wonderful, wonderful benefits that can be derived from, dandelion tea. Let me add one more before I sign off today as a bonus point for you. And that is fennel tea. Fennel. 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 Now, fennel, again, when I think about fennel, I'm thinking about digestive health. That's the primary thing, the number one thing. But it goes beyond digestive health. Now, it also helps with, fresh breath, with mouth odor. Okay? So it relieves digestive discomfort, such as bloating and gas. Fennel tea also has anti-inflammatory properties. It can also soothe the respiratory tract, and so help to resolve respiratory issues. It promotes healthy skin as well. It reduces the appearance of wrinkles. It can improve metabolism, so it can support, weight loss as well. But in addition, for women in particular, fennel tea can also alleviate the symptoms of menopause. Menopausal women or perimenopausal women, this is one of the teas you should be drinking regularly to reduce the symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes and mood swings and what have you. And for those who are not even perimenopausal or menopausal, all women in their childbearing age as well can benefit from drinking fennel tea because it can reduce, menstrual problems, menstrual cramps, hypermenorrhea, and all of those things. Fennel tea is very, very powerful in supporting women. This is how far we are going to go today on herbal teas. Don't forget, our general theme is teas and spices. And so far, in this month, we've been dealing with teas. And we looked at 8 different types of teas, the 8th one being a group of teas, which is herbal teas. And among the herbal teas, I'm going to give you close to 50 herbal teas. To date, I've given you 14. Come on, raise your thumbs for me. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. It's been a wonderful time on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. And don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education. These are all wonderful things, natural solutions that God has surrounded us with everywhere we turn, and they are very available and accessible and affordable. Nothing stops you from making your own in your compound. You can grow some of these things. Hibiscus plant can be in your compound, so you can make your own hibiscus flower tea, for example. All right. So, until I see you next week, same platform, same time, enjoy your herbal teas and give me your feedback. Have a terrific testimony-filled week. God bless you and everyone in your circle of influence. In Jesus' name, amen.